Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're doing a makeup tutorial on this look, but with a catch. I'm using a lot of the products that I've gotten with every single Ipsy bag I've ever received over the years. I recently got my newest one and I was inspired to use this. A lot of the products that I've used in these bags I actually haven't used, so I thought I would push the boundaries and do something I wasn't comfortable with. So if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. So first we're going to start off with the MAC Strobe Cream in PinkLite. I know a lot of YouTubers and beauty people use this as a primer, but honestly, I wasn't a big fan. I am an oily girl, so it really didn't help me. So that's why I went in with this Smashbox Photo Finish Primer, just to balance things out, make things a little bit less shiny and, you know, smooth out my pores. So next, I was going to go in with foundation, but the only foundation kind of product that I got in my Ipsy bags was this BB cream. So I really wasn't feeling it since my skin has been recently breaking out and I wanted to cover it up. So I went in with my Makeup Forever foundation stick in the shade R230, and I'm buffing this out with my Morphe 239. I love this brush. If I was going to use any kind of brush other than a BeautyBlender, it would be this brush. It's just soft enough and just dense enough for any kind of, you know, buffing motions on any kind of foundation. I use it with both my stick foundations and liquids. Next we're going in with concealer. This is the only concealer that I got with my Ipsy bags. It's this Aurora X Ipsy concealer, and to be honest, I hated this. It was my first time using it. It was too yellow for me, and you can see in like 2 seconds it blended away into nothing. It did absolutely nothing for my skin, didn't cover up anything. Actually, it dried a little bit too quick, and you can see in the video it sticks to a couple places on my face. I just did not like it. It didn't do enough, and it didn't do anything, so I'm gonna have to take a hard pass on this. Here I show you that it literally does not cover any darkness underneath my eyes. Just wasn't doing it for me. So I took my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer in Light, my Holy Grail concealer. I'm a full coverage concealer girl, so I had to whip this guy out because I did not get any other kind of concealer in my Ipsy bags, and I needed to cover up some blemishes and dark circles. So we went in with this. I know I cheated a little bit, but the base is the most important part. So next I'm setting my under eye with the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores in the pressed version. And I'm using my Morphe G35 brush, I believe. And I'm also setting the areas of my face where my pores are a little bit larger. So between my forehead, around my nose, my chin, my upper cheek area, which is where my pores are the largest, I would say. And then I'm taking my Mannakadar HD pressed powder and this other Sonia Kashuk brush that I just got and I'm obsessed with, and setting the rest of my face. Next I'm taking the Smashbox Photo Finish Lid Primer, and this is in the shade Light. I don't use eyeshadow primers. I know that's really hard to believe and really weird because a lot of people do and they swear by them, but honestly I just use my Tarte Shape Tape concealer and I just use that as a lid primer since my eyelids are pretty veiny. But I was very much surprised by this concealer. Not concealer, what is this? An eyeshadow primer. I was very much surprised by it, and it covered up my veins and stuff. So, I don't know, we'll see. Next we're going on with brows. I'm using this these two different brow products because one was a little too light and one was a little too dark. As you can see, I'm using the darker one. It looks a little ridiculous right now, but you know, we work with it. I'm just using my normal routine that I usually use with my Dip Brow Pomade by ABH and just kind of going along the same pattern as this, but you know, working with the product as best as I could. This one was a little bit too dry. This was the Chella one. And then the next one that you're going to see me use, the lighter one, which was the BellaPierre one, was a little too creamy. So, you know, I wasn't really a big fan of either, but together they kind of worked. I don't know, I made it work as best as I could. And this is going to take me forever. I think this took me like, I don't even know how long this took me. I'm just way too much of a perfectionist when it comes to my eyebrows. So never satisfied. And we're still going. Oh, okay. So now we're taking this Chella Eyebrow Defining Gel in clear. And we're just going to set these brows that we worked so very hard on. Do a little dance. Next I'm taking my Tarte Park Avenue Princess Bronzer, and I'm taking my Morphe R2 bronzing brush. I love this brush. I actually love this bronzer as well. I have two little kind of mini things that I have like this. One I got in my Ipsy, of course, and one I got as a Sephora Insider Points perk, I believe. And it is really nice. It's just very warm, and it's got a little bit of glitter. So you can see in a second, I'm taking my Tarte Park Avenue Princess Chisel palette, and I'm using one of the cooler tone contours in this palette just to accentuate and sculpt out some features on my face. I do have a very round face, so sculpting out a little bit of my cheekbones and around my nose and my chin helps out, you know, just a little bit. Next I'm taking this Balm Cosmetics blush in Balm Springs. I've never used this blush, and I don't know how I've never used this blush. I ended up really loving it. It's just a great neutral matte blush. I'm obsessed with it. Like, a lot of these products that I used in this video by the Balm, I was obsessed with. Like this one, the Mary Luminizer highlight. I always thought that this highlight would be a little dark for me, but it's perfect. I don't know what was wrong with me. I don't know how I lived without a full version of this. You can see how shook I am. I'm just beside myself about it, and I literally go a little overboard. Like, calm down, Lauren. Okay, relax. Relax. Putting it all over my face. Okay, you're good. You're good, Lauren. Okay. Next, we're taking this Luna Single Shadow in the shade Jace. I'm using this as a crease color with my NYX fluffy brush. Honestly, a lot of the eyeshadows that I got in my Ipsy bags were all pink and purple, which is so weird for me since I am a bronze, dark brown, golden eyeshadow queen. Like, you'll never see me using pinks, so this was very much out of my comfort zone. Since I don't have a lot of pink colors, I ended up using this Pixi blush that I got. It's a very neutral blush, and I'm using it as a crease shade as well. I also got this in Ipsy, so I'm not cheating, I promise. So I'm laying that on where I put that other color. Next, I'm taking this Meet Matrimony shadow in Matte Moskowicz, and it's a deep matte purple. And so I was a little intimidated by this. You can see how much product came off, and I kind of panicked, but I mean, we made it work. We did our thing, and I'm literally blending this into nothing. Like, I spent a long time blending this in, just because it is so pigmented. So please be careful if you use these shades. They pack a punch. And here I am reevaluating. But we kept going because I wanted to do something different, and here we are. Next, I'm taking this Pacifica Island Life palette and using the shade Sandalwood. Even though it has glitter in it, Lord Jesus, this was pigmented. And a lot of product came off on the brush. You can see how powdery it is. But I put this over the purple since I had to have a little bit of brown on my lids. I couldn't stray away. I'm just blending in the crease a little bit, making sure there are no harsh lines. Next, I'm taking that same Luna single shadow in Jace and the blush underneath my lash line. This is with my favorite under eye fluffy brush. I don't even know how to call this. It's the E17 by Morphe. I love it. And I'm just, placing this under my eye, making sure it doesn't look too crazy. Then I'm taking that Balm shadow in Matte Moskowicz on a really, really tiny, precise Sonia Kashuk pencil brush. And then I'm just, deepening some of the colors of my shadow. Next, I'm taking this tiny, you don't even understand how small this single shadow is. And it took me a long time to try to find the name of this because the name is nowhere on the packaging. But it is a cute little single shadow that I decided to pack on with my brush. I actually sprayed my brush with MAC Fix Plus, but I didn't show it because it didn't seem that, important, and I didn't get the Fix Plus in my Ipsy bags. Anyway, I'm going in with this highlighter actually, and I'm placing this in the inner corner. I thought this would be a little bit lighter, but it ended up being too pink. So I went in with this Balm single shadow and put that right over that same thing, and it ended up brightening it a lot better. This shadow also packed a very big punch. It was very blinding, so I put that underneath my brow bone as well. Here I'm just blending everything together, and this is kind of the final result with the shadows. So next I'm taking this Pixi liner. It did absolutely nothing. I hated it. It had no payoff, so whatever. I decided to keep it in there just because, not everything works. So now I'm taking my Ciate London Wonder Wand, I believe, eyeliner. And I actually really like this eyeliner. I use it a lot, just because it has that handy dandy little brush on the other side and it just smudges it away. So now I'm taking this Tarte mascara and going over my lashes with this. I did not receive lashes in any Ipsy bag, and I didn't want to use any just because it didn't seem fair, I usually love to wear lashes, but, I decided not to. So now I'm taking my Pureless Daily Moisturizer. This stuff is great. I've been using this forever, since I got it a long time ago, and I'm just using that to prep my lips. And then I'm going with this Tarte Matte Lip Paint in the shade Rose, or Rosé, and I'm completely out of camera, but whatever. And I'm just putting this on my lips. Next I'm taking this Ofra single shadow in a dark brown. This is part of a palette. I believe it's called the Holiday Glow palette, maybe? I did get it over holiday, so. And I'm just using that shade and a very, very tiny paintbrush that I have bought at Michael's, and I'm making myself some freckles over some of my blemishes since I am breaking out like a mad woman. So, here we are, here we're going, and this is the final look. I'm actually pleasantly surprised at how well it came out since I was so unsure about a lot of the products in this video, but it turned out okay, especially without lashes. I was pleasantly surprised at how well the eyes looked. It looks pretty natural, but yeah, these are all my bags. There are so many, and I'm so happy that you guys sticked around and watched this video. Thank you for watching, and be sure to subscribe. Bye!